When Mercedes-Benz CEO Ola Källenius unveiled the EQS back in April, he described it as a defining moment for the world's oldest car maker. Such statements are often heard in the car industry nowadays. In this case, though, it's hard to argue against. Unlike the EQC, EQV, ECAR, and EQB that arrived before it, the EQS isn't derived from an existing ICE-powered model. Instead of having Mercedes' first dedicated F platform to host a new high-density battery pack that promises a range of up to 485 miles and one of the most advanced interiors you will find in any car. Tellingly, Mercedes doesn't see the EQS as a rival to the Porsche Taycan, Tesla Model S, and NIO ET7. Instead, it points to the forthcoming Audi Landjet, BMW i7, and Lucid Air. For the time being, though, the EQS's stiffest competition will come from plug-in hybrid versions of traditional luxury limousines, such as the Audi A860 TFSI, the BMW 745e, and Mercedes' own S580e. Aesthetically, the EQS departs quite radically from traditional Mercedes models, with a design theme and cab-forward profile similar to that previewed by the EQS Vision concept back in 2019. At 5,216 mm long, 1,926 mm wide, and 1,512 mm tall, the EQS is 37 mm longer, 28 mm narrower, and 9 mm higher than the S-Class. It rides on a 3,210 mm wheelbase, which is 106 mm longer than that of its ICE-powered equivalent, giving it relatively short overhangs and a very roomy interior. Mercedes claims that, despite its generous dimensions, the EQS betters the Model S for aerodynamic efficiency, with a record-breaking drag coefficient of just 0.20 cd. As standard, it is a layout similar to that of the S-Class up front, with 12.3 in and 12.8 in digital displays for the instruments and infotainment system, in combination with a steering wheel that features touch-sensitive controls on its upper spokes. It's impressive, no doubt, but the 1,410 mm wide display is prone to reflections in sunny conditions, despite the inclusion of a sensor that alters automatically its brightness. It does work with impressive speed, mind you, thanks to an 8-core processor and 24 GB of memory. The seats themselves are broad and magnificently comfortable if a little short on lateral support. They can be ordered with up to 19 adjustment motors and 10 massage programs. While the EQS does without a frunk, unlike some Fs, its 610 liters of boot space is 60 liters more than that offered by the S-Class, and the space extends to 1,770 liters when the split folding rear seats are collapsed. 2 EQS variants are available initially. Opening proceedings is the 2,480 kg EQS 450 Plus, which has one motor that develops 329 bhp and 419 pounds-to-foot, affording a 0 to 62 miles per hour sprint time of 6.2 seconds. It gets a range of 485 miles from the 107.8 kWh battery pack used by all models at launch, equating to an efficiency of between 3.1 and 3.9 miles per kilowatt-hour. Then there's the 2,510 kg, all-wheel drive EQS 584 Matic, as tested here. Its two motors give it combined outputs of 516 bhp and 630 pounds-to-foot for a 0 to 62 miles per hour time of 4.3 seconds, while its efficiency is rated at between 2.9 and 3.4 miles per kilowatt-hour for a 420-mile range. There's a terrific feeling of engineering integrity to the EQS, which is noticeable right from the moment you nudge its heavily sprung throttle and glide off down the road. Step-off is strong, owing to the generous reserves of torque. The car launches with instant response and immense energy. Once momentum is established, it continues to gather pace strongly without any real let-up until you're at law-breaking speeds. Single-speed gearing ensures that the delivery is linear and unbroken. This strong performance is clearly helped by the leading aerodynamics. With a slippery shape and minimal drag, the efforts of the motors aren't wasted on pushing a big pocket of air. The EQS also tracks remarkably well, cruising up to and beyond typical motorway speeds with exceptional straight-line stability. That 107 kWh battery pack feeds two permanently synchronous electric motors, whose total output, for the 580, is 385 kilowatts or 516 horsepower. A performance version with roughly 140 more electric horses is in the works, Benz says. Torque stands at 631 pounds-to-foot and, while there's no lateral torque vectoring, the EQS will shuffle power from front to rear depending on drive modes and drive mounts. Demand everything it's got, and 60 miles per hour arrives in 4.1 seconds. Downright impressive for a vehicle that weighs as much as a single-wheel F350. Charging from nearly empty, 10%, to mostly full, 80%, takes 31 minutes on a 110 kilowatt DC fast charger. Your 240 volts at-home outlet will take 11.25 hours to charge the EQS from 10% to fully charged. Press the start button mounted on the center console, give the accelerator pedal a quick brush, and waft away. The big EQS proved surprisingly reassuring. Brake modulation is immediately intuitive, and steering just heavy enough that you feel like you're driving something important, but not working too hard at it. A standard 10 degrees of rear axle steering lends the EQS a 35.76-foot turning radius, not quite worthy of a Volvo 245, but close, and makes a cute angled turns a breeze. The cabin is so quiet that, some minutes after turning the seat to cool, we became distracted by the docile whirring of the ventilating fans. The ride is compliant but firmer than you might expect from a vehicle designed to cosset and calm. Mercedes engineers wanted to imbue the EQS with a sportier personality than its S-Class relative and, judging from our non-floaty highway experience, they succeeded. The EQS shares most of its suspension hardware with the S-Class, though the springs are stiffer and the software is tuned to accommodate the F's ponderous, 5,888 pound weight and more even weight distribution. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.